everyone, I'm heidiroro and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a before you buy on Crayola Beauty makeup. I have eyeshadow palettes, face palettes, crayons for your eyes, your cheeks, your lips, everything. So if you guys are interested in all things Crayola Beauty and you wanted to know whether or not you should buy it, then let's get started. Alright, so I'm sure you guys have seen these products online surfing the web. Crayola made their own makeup line and it is exclusively sold on asos.com. So I only bought 4 crayons. I bought 2 for the lips, and this is shade red and velvet pink, and I bought 2 for the eyes, and this is in Dandelion and navy blue. I bought a black mascara, which is in the cutest packaging. I bought 1 eyeshadow palette, and it comes in the same white and black packaging. It's very sleek. It's hard, so that's why it's nice and sturdy. It has a nice big mirror. It has 4 really big pans as well as 6 smaller eyeshadow pans. And I also got a face palette, so this is going to have your blushes, your highlights, and your bronzer. Unfortunately, when I saw it, it looks pretty similar to the eyeshadow palette that I got, so I was like, dang it, maybe I should have gotten a different eyeshadow palette, but that's okay. It has blush shades, bronzer shades, and highlight shades. Let's try it out on my face so you guys can see how they perform on your face. I did my base makeup off camera, which is my primer, my foundation, and my eyebrows, just to save some time, and now I'm going to go in with my eyes as well as the face makeup. Alright, so I swatched the nude eyeshadow palette on my arm, and right off the bat I can say that the shimmer shades have so much pigmentation. I think the matte shades are just extremely patchy and they are not pigmented at all. Just like the colors look horrible, to be completely honest. If I'm paying $29 for a palette, all of these shades should be very pigmented. That's a very expensive price point for a makeup brand that hasn't really established themselves in the makeup community. These are the swatches for the face palette. Right off the bat, I can tell you guys that the face palette swatches a lot better than the nude eyeshadow palette. All the shades were a lot creamier and more pigmented. If I had to choose just from swatches alone, I would go with the face palette rather than buying an eyeshadow palette because they cost exactly the same, and you can use all of these shades for your eyes as well. I wish these bronzers and blushes were big pans like these highlighters, because it's really hard to get your brush in a specific bronzer shade without touching anything else, and same with the blushes, because even right now as I'm trying to get just the bronzer, I'm mixing it with my highlighter, which is not a big deal, but you know, some people don't like to mix that. So far it's actually blending really nicely, but because the pan is so small I have to keep dipping in. I think I'm going to mix these 2 shades, even though they're technically on the bronzer side. I feel like these are kind of my perfect coral peachy shades for blush. Wow, I really like it. The blush is super nice. All of these have a slight sheen on them. So again, if you are a matte type of person, you like your blush and your bronzer is very matte looking, I don't think this is the best for you, but it does give you such a nice, healthy glow. I'm gonna dip into all 3 of these. Oh, it's nice. The highlighter is not chunky at all, and it just gives you such a nice sheen, if you guys can see. I would say that the only con right now that I can see is there's a lot of kick up. When you're going into all of these pans, you're going to have a lot of fallout and it's going to make the actual palette dirty. But other than that, I think the product itself, this face palette, works really well and I would definitely recommend it. I'm going to start with this nude eyeshadow palette on my eyes. I'm a little bit scared about these 2 shades because they actually swatched the worst out of all of them. They were super patchy. I'm going to use these 2 shades to add into my crease. Okay, surprisingly, these 2 shades swatched horribly on my arm, but they actually blended pretty nicely on my eyes. I don't see any patchiness. Before I move on to the brighter shades with these crayons, I am a little bit sad that there wasn't a rainbow palette for this Crayola makeup brand. You would think with all of the colors of the rainbow, you would think that there would be a rainbow palette, but that wasn't available online. This itself does not tell me Crayola, if that makes sense. It wasn't the classic, bold, vibrant primary colors that you would see in a regular Crayola box, which I wish there was. Alright guys, so I got the 3 primary shades in these face crayons so that I can create a rainbow. Like I said earlier, I wish there was a rainbow eyeshadow palette, but there isn't. So I said, why not just get the 3 primary colors and make the rainbow myself? I'm mixing the yellow and the red, but these crayons are actually a lot more oily, if that makes sense. It's like, it's nice that it's creamy, but when you try blending them out, they kind of fade into darkness. Fade into darkness. Fade into darkness. You're gonna fade into darkness. Alright, I'm done. Okay, this is not turning out how I would like, which is kind of annoying. I am not liking it. Let's try this again. It's really hard and finicky to work with, and I don't know if you guys can see, but it's still very shiny on my eyes, which makes me think this is for sure going to crease. It's not going to stay put. If they had a rainbow eyeshadow palette, I would be able to apply those colors over top. I'm gonna try using this shade right here for the red. Okay, so this kind of like pinky shade is working. It's not red, it's not horrible. For the orange shade, I guess I'll go in with this, I guess. And for the yellow shade, I'll use this yellow highlighter. I'm just going to blend everything out so there's no harsh edges. I would consider myself a pretty decent blender of eyeshadows. This is not something that is easy or friendly to just any person. This is probably more for an experienced blender, which is kind of ironic as a brand because Crayola is more catered to kids. So you would think that this would blend easily and just, you know, just work for every person, whether you're younger or older. Let's do green. So green is yellow and blue. And then I'm going to add blue first and then add some red to create purple. Let's just try blending it out. I was actually able to use this kind of iridescent highlighter in the face palette. It actually has a shimmerish blue sheen, so I just applied that to the inner quarter and the center to set my base. And I used this dark taupe shade right here for the outer corner because it kind of looks purplish. I'm actually going to be a little bit more innovative, and I'm going to use the product from the mascara and an eyeliner brush to use for an eyeliner. I think it showed up better on my warm toned eye, but regardless, I think the mascara is actually not that black. Let's apply the mascara on the eyes. Overall, I feel like this mascara was pretty lackluster as an eyeliner and even as a mascara. It's just not pigmented. I would not recommend this mascara. And I'm going to use the Velvet Pink Lip and Cheek Crayon for my lips. Kind of smells like a berry. I think the lip and cheek crayon, it glided on very nicely. It's creamy. I feel like the sharp tip really helps outlining your lips without a lip liner. So I do like this lip crayon. Is it worth $14.50? It works well. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the only bad thing is the price. I'm going to do my final conclusions on my before you buy Crayola Beauty. This is the face palette with the 3 bronzers, the blushes, and the highlighters. I personally feel like this is worth the buy. I feel like this is a really good product for your entire face. The Nude eyeshadow palette, I just feel like it's a pretty basic neutral palette. Is it worth $29? I don't think so. I think there are better drugstore alternatives that you can buy for the same color range, so I don't personally feel like it's worth it. I think the face crayons are just not worth it. $14.50, that is so overpriced. Purpose-wise, no, definitely not. And for the lip and cheek crayons, I feel the same way. Would I need to go to asos.com to get these lip products today? No. And last but not least, the Crayola Beauty mascara. It is just not worth it. Overall, I feel like this Crayola Beauty brand, while the packaging is great and it's very nostalgic, they need to work on their formulas more. Crayola makes me think of my childhood, and it makes me think, oh, anyone can use it. Is this user-friendly to all? Absolutely not. This price point is as if it's a really good product, but they didn't prove themselves yet, you know what I mean? So is this heidiroro approved? I think no. I would rather you guys pay your coins on something that's actually worth it, that is going to be usable for both the newbie of makeup and the pro at makeup. And that is my conclusion for before you buy Crayola Beauty makeup. If you guys liked my honest review, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment down below on what you'd like to see next, and subscribe so you join the family. Thanks for watching. Bye!